But we'll see. Kind of. Let's see. Let's see. Yesterday, Friday. Well, it goes down to 39.60. It'll take care of 3 days of rally and break. What is that? 6% off the highs or something like that. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely no. It's 205% off the highs. Absolutely insane rotation. But you are getting those. You are getting opportunities here. So managing those trades, taking profits, then trying to see if you can get a little bit more out of something else is definitely the way to go, at least for the time being. So you don't have to trade big. You can trade small and make a good chunk of change. Especially this is how you adjust to the volatility. You trade smaller and just keep your stops closer. Well, not close, but your stops have to be 5 or 6 points. But you're getting those rotations, so you don't have to trade multiple contracts to be able to make what you're supposed to be making and want what you're supposed to be wanting to make. So obviously adjusting your contracts will help you stay within the boundaries of your risk tolerances. So the CPI number that came out, definitely, well, it wasn't terrible, but I think they were expecting it to be a little bit better than it was. They came out at plus 0.1. They were expecting minus 0.1. Core CPI, they were expecting, which is probably the worst, expecting plus 0.3, came out at plus 0.6. And obviously, they were hoping, wanting to hope that the numbers would at least be at expectation. That way, it wouldn't be so bad. But you can see here, bond market also did not like it either. So that didn't help that situation. I don't know if they're going to raise it a whole point. I don't know about that, but we'll see. As we quickly come down now to the lower end there. Coming down all the way down here to the 26. So as you can see here, we are getting some movement, and that's why we, made our stops a little bit wider than they should be usually. Well, also our levels. You have to adjust to the volatility, like I keep saying. As we swiftly come back down here, keep your stops in place no matter what. Nice rotation there against our 48 level. Again, remember that we have to keep, expand your stops. So it did get up to 51 and change there, but within our 5 point area, and it came back really fast. So it's not like it's a pie in the sky kind of opportunities. Your scaling has to be a little bit different as well, right? And if you can't handle all of that, just be patient. Philip, don't dwell about making money. I think you're complaining about making some money. I don't know about that. That's usually, uh, you know, like I said, I keep always telling you, how many times have I gotten out of a trade and they take 2 or 3, 4 points out of it, and I could have had 20. Okay, so in your case, you could have had 100, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. I mean, yeah. Happens. There's some sarcasm there. All right. That's true. That's true. So we did get down to 28 down there, 28 and change. So be a little bit mindful of that if you're going to trade the 26, obviously with the added volatility, 2 points away from a level kind of is close to almost getting working. So be a little bit careful down there. Economists are forecasting U.S. headline consumer price price inflation numbers for August to ease to 8.1% from 8.5% in July. And like I said, I think they were a little hotter than that. They came out at 8.3% year to year. And they're expecting 6.2 for the core, or 6.1, depending on who you talk to. It came out at 6.3. So it wasn't completely, off the charts, but obviously I think they could have, I think they were expecting it to be just a little bit maybe to the downside. And I think the rally over the last week, week, I think those last 4 or 5 days that the market closed up, I think was anticipating some kind of at least not increase in inflation. It's kind of just holding the line type of thing, and it didn't come out that way. Believes that the upcoming report on consumer prices will deter the Fed from their tightening plans as they remain committed to easing price pressures. Chairman Powell already telegraphed that he is taking out the big guns next week, so the data is more likely to impact decisions in November and December, if anything. Bear in mind that part of the central bank's dual mandate is to bring down inflation to 2% target, which is nowhere near current levels. As a result, markets are betting on another 75 basis point hike. As inflation hovers over a 40-year high, according to CME FedWatch, traders see a 92% probability that the Fed will lift the Fed funds target to 3 to 3.25 from the current 2.25 area, compared to a merely 8% probability of a 50% basis point move. So obviously that has definitely hit the almost 100% basis point move, and they'll be talking about a 100 basis point move. In order for the Fed to go slightly slower and for the recent market rally off the June lows to hold and persist, we need CPI, core CPI, PPI, and core PPI to come in below estimates, said some other market analysts. It's also important for that inflation expectations to not become entrenched, and it seems like things are going okay for now on that front based on the latest survey of consumer expectations from the New York Fed. Oops. The median 1 year ahead inflation expectation for the New York Fed fell from went down to 5.7 from 6.2 the previous months, which implied inflation 3 year ahead decreased 2.8 from 3.2. Well, that didn't work out too well. Anyway, so there you have it. So now we're in a big range. We're still in a range. I know you have to be patient here. We definitely, at least for the time being, are oversold a little bit. And that's why with 26, we got down to 28 and change. So be careful. They're around 26 now. And again, the 48, obviously you have to take a little bit of heat on that. But like I said, within our parameters of risk that we're looking at this morning with the volatility of where the market is, what's the VIX come down and get run up to? An interesting thing about the VIX, it's kind of, yesterday we were talking about it being at a 23 handle, which I thought was exceptionally high considering where we were at. And usually the VIX, look at that, the VIX came through, kind of gave you an indication what might have been happening. 25. Again, it should be a lot higher considering, and yesterday should have been a lot lower. So I think the VIX was pricing in this little move here today. All right. We'll come down here to lows again. Be careful there around the 26 because of what we are talking about. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions here. We are trading mini S&Ps, looking for opportunities to scalp the market. Again, we have large, expanded a little bit stops and entry points and profit targets this morning because of the volatility, because of the CPI number that came out this morning, which is what the Fed has been looking at, which is a market mover lately. Consequently, it did not come in according to expectations, and there you have, you see these not so pretty lines to the downside. All right, Philip, you have a great day. Enjoy your day off. Well, enjoy your day, not day off. All right, we are definitely range bound here a little bit. All right, range bound, even though we're in a big range, so be a little bit patient in this little move here. Next level on the upside we have, it's all the way up at 60. So patience there is it's going to be take some patience on the downside. We have to be a little concerned with the 26, even though that was our level we gave out earlier because of the price action. We had to amend that a little bit, maybe down at 22 a little bit. Let's see, the start of the trading week was supposed to be all about the August inflation report, but Kiev's sudden momentum has many hoping that this momentum is turning out is going to be a turning point with the war against Russia, related some senior analyst. Over the past few days, Ukraine military forces have retaken nearly all of Kharkiv region that Russian forces occupied since the start of February 24th, and now appears to be moving ahead carefully and consolidating their gains. While the Russians still have the ability to regroup and hit back, the lightning offensive forced Moscow to make a hasty retreat and could weigh on morale on Russian troops. Still early to tell how sanctions and economic warfare will affect the outcome of the war in Ukraine, but it will be clear divide and decoupling for years to come. The EU now recognizes that it must have an energy grid that isn't dependent of Russia's supply, while the West won't be pouring any foreign investments into the country for the near future. The new dynamic also playing out on a global stage, with old alliances being cemented into place, as well as calls for some new ones. In fact, President Xi this week is traveling outside China for the first time since the pandemic to meet Putin at a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Oh, you got two winners right there, baby. Let's get together and have some fun. The gathering will take place on Thursday in Uzbekistan and comes at a time that the two are becoming increasingly reliant on each other for goods and services. China has been buying record imports of a low-priced Russian crude, and in the second quarter, 81% of Russia's new car imports were Chinese. It's top selling, and their smartphone, also another Chinese maker. Two nations touted a no-limit partnership following their last meeting earlier this year, but this time around things may go on a different level. Going to the next level, the Chinese side is willing to work with the Russian side to continuously implement the high-level strategic cooperation between the two countries, safeguard common interests, and promote the development of international order in a more just and reasonable direction. The relationship between the two countries also are on the right track, and both sides firmly support each other on issues relating to core interests. Well, I think they're going to need to help the Russians there a little bit. I don't know. You got two guys that are, let's see what happens in Russia now with this war thing playing out. See how they deal with that situation. All right, again, we are in a range, even though it might be a big range, but range bound here. We have no other numbers coming out this morning. Obviously, that's good enough to give us volatility, and I doubt that any other number is going to make much of a move in the market. All right, we are again in this range, but range nonetheless. So you get these big moves, and then they kind of trying to figure out what it wants to do next, and that's where we're at right now. So is it too much? Is it too little? We had a nice big rally. Our people got caught long. Are they going to keep selling it? Lots of inquiring minds here trying to figure out what's going to happen with this next move. I mean, they already were looking at a 75 basis point move with the Fed. that's going to be entrenched probably. And now maybe they're looking at 75 basis points next time too. I don't know. They were saying it was 50 for sure, maybe 75, but now maybe 75 next time. That obviously is not boding too well for bonds and or equities. All right. Dipping to a little bit rocky here, as you can see. Got down to 29 and change, rotated right back up. Very, very choppy. Be very, very careful. Keep your stops in place. Don't let anything get away from you. And, look for a good opportunity when the market gives us that. Otherwise, be patient and wait. All right, market coming down here to the lows. Again, be a little bit careful there around the 26. All right, again, we're coming down here. Like I said, be a little bit careful there on the 26, and just trade smaller, adjust a little bit. If you're going to keep it, just make sure you uh, keep your stops in place, or have your entry point or uh, scale a little bit differently. Different ways of managing that as we continue to downtick here. Suggested maybe the 22 a little bit, but we'll see. Otherwise, look for the 12. That's our next major support area that we have. All right. Quickly rotating down here a little bit. Again, maybe adjust it down to 22, at least initially, see where it wants to go from here. If not, just wait for the 12. And make sure you keep your stop in place. That's all we can say. We also told you to, stay away from that 26 for obvious reasons. All right, next support level we have is down at the 12 area. All right, we're looking at the 12 areas, our next support level. If you did jump in there to 22, or if you adjusted downward there a little bit, you got a little bit of rotation, not too much. And definitely give you a chance to exit the trade if you don't like it. See what it wants to do right here. Looking at the 12 is our next support level. All right, we did double down, double bottom there, right at the 17 area. Again, looking, we obviously suggested that the 26 would not be any good. And market did kind of run through that a little bit. And now we're just got down to 17 there. And then our next support level was down at the 12 area, our next good support level that we're looking at. Hey, Don, you around? And again, market stays weak here, and we're down a good over 100 S&P points off of the settlement price. We were higher overnight too, on top of it all, but pressure here on the market with the CPI number that's come out. And looking at 12 is our next support level that we have. Right, and market under a little bit of pressure here. Continued pressure, I should say. So it's been under pressure all day. We're looking at the 12 area. Hey, Don, how you doing? Okay, is your headset working? Can you come on? I haven't spoke to you in like a while.
Good morning.
Hey, there you are.
How are
The other
you?
day, the other day I asked for you, and I was told that you're working on your tractor, trading from
Well,
your tractor.
I did have a mower down, so I was probably out there working on it.
What's going on? How are you? I got my grand dog here in the background. I don't know if you heard him yesterday.
I love it.
No, I don't. I don't. It's
You're
just-
gonna have to move the treats downstairs. The only thing I can tell you.
no, he's staying upstairs. No, he's staying upstairs. That's the problem. The treats are upstairs. He's staying upstairs, but you can hear him down here. I mean, every squirrel that runs by, he's like jumping on it.
Well,
I mean-
just let him out the door. Let him go grab one of them.
Well, the problem is he lives in the city, right? So they don't have like, the wildlife running around, and all of a sudden he sees something and he's like jumping all over it. Like we take him for a walk because I have to, and I got to hold him tight. He's like a big dog. He's like
Yeah.
pushing me around. He's 80 pounds. He's a big boy. And he's strong too. When he doesn't want to move, he just sits down and doesn't move. I'm like, great. He sees another dog and just starts growling. I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. I'm not cut out for this.
Hey, you just need to turn him loose and let that other dog whip his butt.
Yeah.
Solve that problem.
I would turn him loose, but I can't because I don't have a fenced in area. So I have to. He's always on the leash. So.
You need to get you one of those boundary cables that you just lay out in your yard, and they put a collar on them, and when they go to get too close,
Zaps them.
Yeah, it zaps them.
Yeah. Well, let's hope I don't have to do that because he's not here enough. So.
Oh. Yet.
Yeah, until she moves out here someplace. Let her stay in the city. That's fine with me. Anyway, what do you think of this market? Crazy, right? Look at this move here.
Yesterday I was expecting it to go a little bit further down than what it did, but today it made up for it.
Yeah, and then some, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Just absolutely nuts here. It doesn't look like it's letting up anytime. So I think they're overreacting here a little bit. I mean, it was. I think they were. I think the rally over the last week was expecting it to be less than expected. The numbers, even though they were expecting a minus 0.1, which is ridiculous. I thought if they come out flat, that would have been fine. But I think the market was expecting it to go like a lot less than expected, and got a little surprised this morning.
Yeah, I didn't get on till late, about 8:15. And I open it up. I'm going, where's the chart? Where's the chart?
Right? I know, right? That's crazy.
I look over there at the deal that we're down 90 something points. I'm going, oh, there it is.
Yeah, no, I found it. You keep going lower and lower. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's brutal. Are you going to be able to help me out on Monday? I'm not going to be here on Monday.
Monday. What is Monday? What date is it?
Monday is the 19th.
I should be able to, as far as I know.
All right, just mark it in your calendar there. And I'll be here the rest of. Yeah, I mean, this has been kind of cool. How's the weather down there? We're getting a little rain here for the last 2 days, like a lot, like 5 inches.
Yeah, well, we've had all that for the last 3 weeks, but actually a little cold front came through and we're down in the upper 60s this morning. I'm going, man, I like this.
Right? Yeah, that's nice weather, right? We get that in the morning here. It's nice. And it was in the 60s, low 60s, during this whole last few days. I had to like put on my fall stuff, taking the dog for a walk. It was cold outside. And of course, it's cold and rainy. And what does he do? He sits down.
He sits down.
He sits down. Oh my God, you'd be kidding me.
He's enjoying it.
Yes, it's refreshing for him. It's amazing. And I'm like, come on, let's go back inside. I have to like bribe him with treats. I have a whole bag of little cookies for him. It's the only way he'll come back. I mean, it's annoying already. They both had to. Usually, they don't leave in the middle of the week. Both of his parents, but they both had work-related out-of-town meetings, and then my other daughter, who usually takes care of him for me, because I don't want him here all the time. She also had to go out of town on work, and so we got stuck with him.
Well, is the wife still babysitting every day?
Well, she's babysitting the dog right now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, she got a reprieve, from the other two. So, they know that when the dog's here, that's kind of hard for her to split the time up. So, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. So I want to also say, because of the holidays coming up, not only is it next Monday, the 19th, but I think on the 26th and the 27th also I won't be here. So I don't know if next Monday, and then the following Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
If,
What holiday's coming up?
It's New Year's, the Jewish New Year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's Rosh Hashanah.
Right.
Yeah, the Shemitah ends on Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, there you go. Right. Are you getting involved in that Texas race down there for governor? Is it close, or are they just blowing smoke that it's really an easy? He's going to win again easily.
I sure hope so, because O'Rourke, he's about goofy. I mean, he's everything that somebody pops up in the news, he's against it.
I know.
It's kind of like, I'm tired of people. Oh, as soon as I get in, I'm going to investigate this. Quit investigating and do something.
All right. Well, that's a problem, right? That's a problem right now, is that there's no idea from the other side that's good. It's always bad.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with everyone. There's no working together here, and that's becoming a big problem here. It's not only Texas, but in Chicago and Illinois and everywhere nationally too. It's just all of a sudden you can't. The other side has no good ideas. It's only your side that has good ideas, which is not the case.
Yeah.
There is compromise, but they have no idea what that word means anymore. So,
well, there's a problem here. Let's get our heads together and fix it. I don't care what side you're on. The problem, we're not fixing the problem if you're just going to stay on your side.
Right, exactly.
And so I'm going, I don't have any patience for stuff like that. Says, you want to campaign on how you're going to fix something.
Right. I agree with you totally. That's been the case with everything. It's just annoying. And it's not the way. It should not be happening this way. It's not going to be good at all if it keeps going this way. It's already bad. Yeah. It's just going to keep getting worse if some of these people don't figure it out sooner.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd fire both sides and get a barrel of monkeys to run it.
They would do a better job. That's right. They can't do any worse. I totally agree with you. Yeah, blind leading the blind there.
For a few bananas, we can hire some monkeys, and, and they still do about just as good. Yeah, we don't have to pay these millions of dollars.
Right. I know, right? Crazy. All right. Well, that's again, we are down over 100 S&P points, so we have to be a little bit careful there. We did get down to 17. We have 12. What do you got down here? Do you have anything? You have any numbers down here besides the ones?
Let's see. I got 08 and 98. Mm-hmm. Let's see, 4,081. I got 78.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 69.
Yeah, the 40, 56 is a big number. I got that as a big number. We'll see what happens, but yeah, 39. I'm sorry, 39, 56.
I had 58, 47, and I had 38.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of see where this wants to go. It's going to be have to get through today, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you coming on, talking to me. I was getting, it gets a little tough here, boring when I'm the only one talking.
I know the feeling. I'm going to get me a recording of you. That way, when I'm here, I can plug you in.
Okay, that's a little bit too much, even for me. Yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough to all the time here, but we get through it.
And so you have news feeds.
Yeah, a little bit just to keep me going for a first hour or so, and then it gets then when there's nothing, and then when you have to tell people not to trade the range, it's hard, because you develop the range, you had the rotations, highs and lows, and then it just stays in that range, and people want to trade. But the deal is not to trade. I mean, if you can have the discipline not to trade when it's chopping around and wait, that's what I think you have to try to do.
Yeah.
But and then me talking is, it's tough when there's not much going on.
I don't like these great big outside bars like this. It just,
Yeah.
I have not learned to trade outside bars.
Yeah, they're tough. They're definitely tough.
And they happen all the time. And when they do, I just sit back. I'll still take trades, but I'm real selective at that point because I've been caught too many times by them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get it. Totally understand. So, yeah, you just have to just pick your spots. That's what we were trying to do, is pick our spots and have to be patient. So,
today was the first day that we opened above our blue band on our daily.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now we're back below the 50.
Yeah. It's amazing what an hour will do for you.
Yeah.
And we were trying so hard to get through it forever. It was, there was a nice low rally there we were getting. It was very surprising to me. But that, I will say, and I mentioned it this morning, that the VIX was very high yesterday, considering. I didn't understand why the VIX was up at a 23 handle yesterday, considering the whole week we were rallying.
Yeah. Well, I figured it had something to do with the two contracts being 18
possibly
points apart.
Yeah, that's possibly true. Possibly true. Yeah.
At what point do they usually come back in line, like on Fridays?
Last 18-point difference was a lot. To be honest with you, there was definitely more. It was a bullish kind of trend. I think there was other times where we were 4 or 5 point difference. Right, they will close together the Friday when they
expire.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but until then, that was that was an aberration for it to become so wide.
See, we're trading on the September right now. We're at 03 and the December's at 22.
Yeah. Right. So 03. Yeah, 03 and 20. It's still a lot.
Yeah.
But there's definitely, it also could mean, a different basket that they put in.
Yeah.
Like different contracts that they're looking at. They weigh it a little bit differently for whatever reason. There's other factors that go into it besides what you and me are talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't exactly know all the details to all this stuff all the time. So it's not for me to know. But anyway, so so we'll see what happens. Are you going to? I heard that I'm sorry that the Queen died. I thought she was your best friend. Are you going to go visit her?
No, I'm gonna have to stay home. I went to Arkansas last weekend. That was enough.
That was enough for you. You're not going over on the other side of the pond. Say goodbye to the Queen.
No, but she's getting lots of. I was sitting there thinking about it the other day. I said, the lady, I guess she was born at the end of World War One, somewhere in there, and so she's saw a little bit of World War II, and all the changes she had to see in her life.
15 U.S. presidents.
Yeah.
Think about that. Right? 15 U.S. presidents. She's and that's when she was reigning. When she was queen.
How many prime ministers has she installed? I forgot what they said the other day. It was a bunch.
Yeah. 15 U.S. presidents. That's and we've had only 40 45, right?
Yeah.
So she's
She's
been
at least a third of
a third of them, right? That's crazy.
just,
Yeah, so she's been around. She's been around quite. You got to give her credit. She was, she had a lot of good health. She really wasn't really sick all that much. They kept her in good health,
uh,
because she was just a day before she met with the new prime minister.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so you got to give her a lot of credit.
They, when you look at somebody that has seen that much of history change,
Hmm.
and you just, my hat's off to her. I've got an aunt that's 102. She can't see and she can't hear, but she still bakes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going, I don't see how she does it. I guess by smell or feel.
Oh wow, there you go. That's awesome. I wish I could do that at 100. That's a lot. That is a lot of years.
It is. And, you just think about, my grandmother was complaining about getting old one time. I said, just think, when you were born, you didn't have electricity in your house. She said, no. I said, did you ever think you'd be boiling water in a microwave? No. I said, did you ever think you'd see somebody walk on the moon? Well, no. I said, you've seen quite a lot in your age. She says, yeah, come to think about it.
Did they even have telephones back then?
If they did, they were the wind up type, that hang on the wall and you got to ring them up.
Yeah, and to go through an operator. Yeah.
I can remember being a kid and everybody was on party lines.
Yeah.
Did y'all have party lines up there?
Yeah, we did. It was like a new thing. But nobody really liked it, because then the wrong person starts listening to your conversation.
Oh yeah, everybody listens to it.
Right.
That's the day's entertainment. Listen to who's on the phone.
Yeah, you don't know who's listening to what. Yeah, it's crazy. Brad still has a dial-up, probably.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, there you go.
During hurricanes, the dial-ups still work.
Really?
Yeah, most of the phone lines, the cell towers,
they go down.
Well, if the generators go down or something like that, then they're out.
Mm-hmm.
But most of these old dial-ups, they still plug in, and man, you just use away.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's right. I mean, there's some. Well, they did for a while there before they closed the floor. They were keeping the floor open just in case there was like a big cyber attack. And they couldn't trade electronically anymore or on the computer. So they always kept the floor open. There was always like a backup in case there was some cyber attack someplace and you couldn't turn on your computers anymore. And they always kept the floor open for that reason. So I guess they're not worried about that anymore. It'd be really difficult to even try to get, let's say that happens, God forbid that happens, some crazy thing like that happens. It'd be hard to even find traders that know how to trade verbally or, open outcry. But they can have me. I'll be right there. Honestly, I'll be right there.
I'll be hollering, I'm selling one.
Yeah. I'll be joining them. I would love to do that. They can call me up any day. But yeah, I always thought that they were going to keep the floor open for that reason, in case there was a cyber attack and you couldn't turn on your computers for whatever reason. But nope.
Even in your lifetime, look at all the changes you've seen just on the floor.
Oh yeah. Well, when I was on the floor, they had a lot of unfortunately, you're talking about getting off the floor. That's the bad thing. But on the floor, there was we had handheld computers. There were my clerk a couple of things that were new when they first came out was like a handheld computer that allowed my clerk to take all my cards and figure out my P&S or my profit and loss like right away. Every time she got a card, she plug into the computer, buy and sell, and she gets that up or down. She used to do it by hand, manually. And that was like the big thing. And it was like this big clunky, computer at the time. Now it's like, probably the size of your phone.
Yeah.
So at least 4 data centers just in case. Yeah, well, the data centers are good, but they're data centers, right? I mean, you still need to have a computer.
Yeah.
We're talking about Open Outcry where you go.
And if power goes down, the internet's down.
Right, exactly.
I was telling the grandkids, what are you going to do if we have a big power outage? Well, I'll just get on my phone. I said, how are you going to do that?
That's right. Yeah, nobody. How old are your grandkids, by the way?
I've got one that's just started college, and I got another one that's just graduating high school, and I've got 13's the youngest, I think now. There's 4 of them.
Nice. So you can actually have conversations with them. I'm still doing the baby talk.
I don't know. There's a stage in there where they're love to come see grandma and grandpa, and they just love it, and all of a sudden they're gone. They're growing up. They got friends now. We got boyfriends and girlfriends, and it's kind of like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it.
And it happens so fast.
Tell me about it.
One day they're sitting in your lap, and the next day 15 years has passed and they're gone.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah.
I got tickled at my granddaughter. She's going to school in Fort Worth. And she was sitting there, and I looked at her and I said, well, you been to Billy Bob's yet? And she looked at me. She said, how do you know about Billy Bob's? I said, I've been there. You been to Billy Bob's? I says, yeah. I said, y'all didn't invent the wheel.
Right.
It just blew her mind, and I knew about all this stuff.
I know. I can't wait for that to happen. Like that, you actually did that? Oh God, come on. They think you're like born underneath a rock or something.
I know.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
She just had this wild look on her face, like, who told you?
That's hilarious. Yeah. It just tells you tells you how old we're getting. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brad's looking at us. What are you guys talking about? That's not going to happen to me.
You can turn his mic on and off, don't you?
I don't want to do that.
Oh no! Well, all you got to do is just hover over his picture up there.
Okay, let's. Don't give me any ideas.
But you can, like, if he leaves his mic on, you can just hover over his picture up there, and it'll say mute or unmute.
Take care there, Lloyd. Have a good one. Good thing. You got to be patient. No, I know. The problem is not the mute or unmute. The problem is that he can't, he doesn't know we're talking. Like, he doesn't know I'm talking.
Yeah.
Like, he can't. And like when I start in the morning, sometimes he can't hear me, and he's talking over me. That's weird. I mean, it's one thing.
He's not weird. You got headsets, or you just got?
I got a headset.
Yeah, well, so do I. But evidently, he's got speakers, and he must have his speakers turned down.
Something. Like he's not listening to us right now. We're bashing him. He's not saying. No, he's like busy. How do you not listen to us? We're the best.
I got tickled one day. We were doing something, trying to get something figured out, and he was working on it over there. And about that time, Miss Brad comes in, and you can see her picture, and she just gets down there and types on something. It was all fixed. Okay, Brad, you can leave now.
That's funny. All right, we got down to 14 there. And rotated back up. Only 31 traded down there. We'll see what it wants to do here. 12s. Oh, man, we are just under a lot of pressure here.
I'm not even trading. I'm finished.
Yeah, good. Did you get short up there at some point?
I got long coming out of the gate, and I got short up there at the 30 area, and I got out.
Oh, nice.
That's good enough.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. All right. So just want to make sure you'll be around on Monday, and and then the following week, Monday and Tuesday. I think it's Monday and Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. But I think. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And nice talking to you again, because it gets boring over here waiting for trades to develop.
I know the feeling. Well, I'm fixing to go cut grass, so I'll talk
Well,
to you tomorrow.
you take care. You do take care of that.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right. That was Don, trading from Texas. We're here in Chicago. We were on the Florida Exchange, for those of you who didn't know, but not anymore. As we come down here to the, I'm going to inch down here to the 12 area that we have. Got down to 12 and a half there, rotating back up a little bit. Again, keep your stops in place no matter what. All right, again, coming down here is going to test our 12 area. Good morning there, Adam. And we're coming down here testing the 12 area right now. I market here under a lot of pressure due to the CPI number that came out this morning. I'm working this 12 area. Again, if you don't like the way it's trading around that level, just exit or just whatever. Keep your stop in place no matter what the deal is. All right, market continues to downtick here. We're under a lot of pressure. Can't, again, we're not trying to be, you just got to keep your stops in place and look for the next opportunity as the market here just continues to slowly downtick. Really don't have anything till the even area next. All right, we just kind of continue to have a lot of pressure on this market, looking at the even area next. Again, we just keep our stops in place. All we can do is trade whatever the market gives us or not. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure here on the market, so we have to keep that in mind and keep your stops in place.
Yeah, that charge was done in May. I went through and it looked like they had done it, but let me go back and I'll look again today. I know I said it should have been done already, but I thought it was. I got your email. So it's May 22. Let me look it up now. Hold on. While I have you here. Email said akw@yahoo. Okay, check it on your end. Yeah, that's fine. Just check it on your end now.
And there are the levels they have, even being the last. Yeah, I mean, the last level that we were working on here, so definitely got down to even and a quarter there. So had to exit the 12, kind of just didn't work out too well. And now we're getting a nice little rotation here against the even area. Then we got 90 and then 81. And then down to the next one below that would be down at 60. And then 44, 60 and then 44 on the way down. If we continue to downtick here,
Yeah, I just pushed it through, so should be all set. And that's the information that they provided. Hey, Adam, there's no worries. That went through. I see that it's pending as far as the date, and it gave you a date, right? What was the 16th? Actually gave you the 16th to the 21st. So that's done and all taken care of. PayPal's just got to do its next job. I just forced it through for you. I have no issue. I saw the charge and I made sure that it's reversed. Not a problem at all. Yeah, and you got the text, right? That I just sent you? For the chat? Hey, a couple quick shout outs to those that are joining us. If you haven't signed up for our service, I'll send you out a discounted link. Going gangbusters in here. Appreciate everybody's referring individuals in. TradeAlongLive.com, TradeAlongLive.com. Here's a link or a series of links to a discount subscription to our services. I'm sending it out to everybody. This is a guest to subscription service. So we ask you if you spend some time as a guest to make sure that you're committed and switched over. Appreciate it. Hey, Jonathan, are you signed up? Just let me know back in chat. Hey, George, how are you? Hey, no worries. Yeah, I just want to make sure you got it because that's what I had forced through for you. I had to beat PayPal a little bit. You know, we were busy this morning, but there was quite a downdraft. You know, this opens up at around 9:15 a.m., gets going around 9:30. This is all New York time, Eastern Standard Time. So we start here, get rolling, 9:30. Sol sets his levels for the day. We go through the morning session together. Could be done, pretty early, depending on the action of price and the activity that Sol is seeing in the marketplace. Everything we do is for educational purposes only, nothing to take as direct trading or investment advice. Sol does have classes for those, or I should say, mentoring services for those that want to really dig in and learn how to trade better. George, welcome aboard. Stick around for a few days. Hey, Donnie, you around? Can you post the levels again when you get a chance? Have a chance. And Adam, you may see that the price went up a little bit since you got that deal. It's still a great deal. It looks like Don might have stepped away for a minute. When he pops back in, he usually does it on a regular basis anyway. Those are levels that we were looking at for this morning's trade. But remember, we had an extreme downdraft today, and it does tend to have to get back into place. In other words, a decent trading range. And then the concept is discipline, and the orderly discipline when it comes to orderly markets. And I think that that's important to realize. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Appreciate it. It's funny, on another note, on a personal level, I've been watching CFVI, which is going to be the Rumble. I don't know if you're familiar with Rumble. Rumble's is, alternative media from like Twitter and YouTube. And Foon, FHUN, is a beneficiary of some of the work, I believe, my opinion anyway, that CFVI and Rumble are doing together. Stocks went up a little bit today, against a declining market. But from what I understand, CFVI, as a regular stock, right, is going to do its merger. In other words, it's one of those SPAC, special purpose acquisition companies, and it's sticking Rumble. So it's going to come in tomorrow. They're going to vote. If the vote goes well, then the new symbol will be Rumble. However, that's spelled out. And then they release a whole bunch of money. And some of Foon will be a benefactor of the money, which is interesting. I can imagine what it would have been like if the market was decent today. But it's been a little bit of a crazy trade because there's a lot of people that own CFVI that are the, what do you call them, market makers? They're the SPAC investing group, and they have all sorts of warrants and stock and all sorts of stuff. It's supposed to come out at 10. Right now it's trading at 12.40. I don't know how that applies either. But that was pretty cool. Funny, that news really gave crypto a shock today. Ethereum's down. Bitcoin is down. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. You know what I can't do, and I guess I should do the same thing, but how do you copy it? Like when I try to copy it in Zoom, it wants me to copy the whole, cut and paste. It wants me to do the whole chat. Like I can't just go in and select, what you typed in, and then, unless maybe it's a new feature. Let's see if I can do it now. Do that. So then it says select all. Wonder if I can go Control C.